What's up, y'all? It's your boy Steph, back with another reaction. We have another apartment-based creepypasta. This time is from Creepypasta. There's something in the fields behind my apartment's creepypasta. Uploaded February 14th, 2018. So that basically means that this video was uploaded last year. Anyway, please don't unsubscribe. I barely have what I got now. Don't do me like that. Anyway, y'all, down in the description will be a link to Creepypasta's channel along with the link to this original video so y'all can see it for yourselves. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I never really considered myself to be much of an explorer or even a particularly brave man. However, that hasn't seemed to stop me from getting in the predicament I'm in now.
It'd be like that.
It was around 3 months ago that my girlfriend of 4 years left me for another man. And she really was the last tether keeping me grounded to any semblance of a social life. Don't get me wrong, I have friends that I love to see, but most live across the Metroplex, about an hour's drive. So it's a rare day when I make the effort to drive out there, and even more rare to have them drive out to see me. For the past 3 months, I've gone through most of the stages of a breakup: sorrow, self-pity, hopelessness, and anger. But even after taking a look at myself, I decided there were a few things I could improve. And although I'm not in particularly bad shape, I wanted to sculpt my physique to something more attractive to women.
Man up!
This is a problem, as I'm a fairly lazy man.
Get over it, shit.
Not everything in my life has to be handed to me, but I've learned to put the least amount of effort into any and all activities as possible.
There's always someone better.
So rather than buying a gym membership and taking the 5-minute drive down the road, I decided I'd simply build myself a home workout center.
That gym, boy.
Out blasting in my apartment. I only recently moved in this place about a month before my ex left me, sharing a 2-bedroom with absolutely no one. It lies in the far corner of the complex on the 2nd story, and the balcony gives me an excellent view of the enormous soccer fields and the woods beyond that. The only problem is, the landlady lives underneath me, and I learned fairly quickly that the whole home gym setup was a bust, as almost immediately when doing reps with the weights I bought, I heard the crotchety old woman banging on my floor with a broom handle, commanding me to keep it down. As irritating as it was, walking on eggshells all the time, I supposed it was understandable. So I opted to cut corners some other way. And rather than doing the smart thing and hitting the gym, my eyes turned to the vast fields at my very doorstep.
Oh my God.
The fields were simply massive, stretching back several hundred yards.
Don't do that.
Surrounded by dense woodland on all sides, other than the front, which faced my apartments, and the equally large parking lot, which was sunken in such a way as to be unseen from the main road that led to it. It was October when I first checked out the fields. I live in Texas, so it doesn't get cold here until December, if at all. So I had plenty of time to get familiar with the area before winter hit. I only went at night, preferably past midnight or even 1 a.m., when the large floodlights were shut down and all the late-night teenagers were done with their shenanigans. I would slip through the decrepit fence that shoddily guarded my apartment and disappear into the night. And during this time, I felt amazing, completely uninhibited and alone, just the way I liked it.
I'm gonna pause it right here because right now he is fucking up. First, you're too damn lazy to go to an actual gym. 2, you're still depressed and heartbroken from your fucking relationship. I understand it lasted 4 years. Man the fuck up and get over that shit, bruh. Get over it. There's always somebody better. 3, you're going out into the fields behind your apartment where it's dark, there's no floodlights, and there's no one else around for yards, feet, miles even, damn near. No one could probably hear you scream. Why are you bullshitting so strongly right now? You deserve everything you get, bruh. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's true. You deserve everything. One little side note though, I do not like this creature, this scarecrow, whatever the fuck it is, demented scarecrow, whatever the fuck this is on the right side of the screen. I do not like how that looks at all. I don't fuck with that.
I would bring out my weights, do laps around the field, and heck, I even brought a few buddies out there once or twice to have some drinks and play soccer once it had cleared out.
Oh wow.
And although I will admit going out there in pitch black alone with nothing but the moonlight could be slightly unnerving at times,
It's stupid.
it was far better than the alternative,
No, it's not.
at least at first.
Yeah.
As my isolation grew, my sleep schedule strayed from the norm, and it wasn't long before I found myself awake at odd hours of the night. And about a week ago was a particularly rough one. After fruitlessly lying in bed for almost an hour and not even feeling my eyelids flutter once, I realized my efforts to fall asleep were futile, and I found myself crawling out of bed at 1 in the morning. It's strange. Many of the times I find myself drawn to the field. It's almost as if I'm not in control of my body movements or even my own thoughts. And as I threw on a jacket in preparation for the chilly embrace outside, I glanced out my bedroom window, finding, to my bemusement, that the floodlights in the field were still on. Because it was so late, I figured one of the workers must have forgot to turn off the light for the night, and initially thought little of it, grabbed my phone and headed outside.
Forgot.
I was feeling strangely courageous that night, confidently strutting out onto the barren field, dropping off my shirt and my jacket near the edge, feeling like the biggest man in the world. And after putting some music on my phone, I headed to the center of the wasteland, halfway expecting to see someone out there, waiting for me.
It is.
The overpowering luminescence of the floodlights, combined with the sharp contrast of the utter and complete darkness of the forest encompassing it,
You gonna learn
made for
today.
an odd sensation indeed.
You gonna learn today.
But I still found myself walking to the center of the field and simply observing my surroundings. In the darkness, in the early hours of the morning, it is easy for one's mind to play tricks on them, and it was not uncommon for me in the past to do a double take over my shoulder whenever I thought I saw a shadow sprinting through the night, only to see a harmless flag, or feel a wave of fear crawl up my spine when I heard a rustling behind me, only to discover a plastic bag in the breeze. But this night felt different. The glaring light cast long, dark shadows across the field, and as I marched around, cold and alone, with only David Bowie blaring from my phone to keep me company, I felt remarkably uncomfortable.
But you're not alone.
After kicking a soccer ball around the field for less than 5 minutes, a strong gust of wind hit my shirtless body, leaving me shuddering involuntarily.
Shirtless body.
But this was met by a loud clanging sound of metal on metal from the woods at
Why
the
don't
edge
you
of the
have a
field,
shirt on?
which halted my shuddering almost
Bullshit.
immediately as I stood, still as a statue, with goosebumps quickly forming up my arms.
I bet.
As I mentioned, it was not uncommon for there to be noises around the field,
It's coming.
even at night, and I quickly rationalized that the wind had knocked something against the large metal garbage can at the edge of the field,
Yeah, let that be
creating
it.
the clanging noise I had heard earlier,
Sure.
and I continued with my workout,
Yeah.
still in the zone, but alert.
I bet.
David Bowie abruptly shut off, jarring me into glancing at my phone. Damn it, I thought out loud. the battery had died. That's when I heard the clanging noise again.
That's not good.
And my head snapped back towards where I perceived the noise to have originated from. I waited several seconds. No wind this time. For those who don't know, in a large field such as this, it's nearly impossible to pinpoint where a noise is coming from because of the effect echoes can have in such a wide, unobstructed space. But I had the distinct feeling it was not coming from the garbage can at the other end of the field.
Get that phone charged.
I had enough fun for the night. Without glancing back, I put my phone in my pocket and started jogging away from the center of the field.
Good.
And back towards the hole in the fence that led directly to my apartment.
Good. Hurry up.
And that's when it happened. The floodlights went out.
Oh.
I kid you not. Every single one of the damn lights turned off instantly. Here I was, damn near naked, eyes watering from the cold, and goosebumps covering every inch of my body, when darkness took the field.
That's your fault.
That's when my jog turned into a sprint.
I bet.
I felt exposed, alone, and oh so vulnerable.
You are.
I'm not a feeble or cowardly man, but I knew anyone or anything out there messing with me so late at night had to be even crazier than I was. I still had about 100 yards to run when I glanced behind me. I don't know whether to be grateful or terrified that I saw nothing in the shadows of the night, but either way, I ran harder and faster than I had in a long, long time. My terror was so severe, I completely forgot to grab my shirt or jacket, but immediately relief overtook me once I entered the premise of the complex, squeezing through the broken fence, racing up the stairs, and slamming and locking the door behind me. Breathing heavily, I stumbled over to the kitchen table, my legs and lungs both burning with white-hot pain. I was shaken, but I was all right. I threw on a shirt, almost completely forgetting about the one I left behind, and started boiling some water for some tea when I knew I could finally relax. And that's when I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. 3 knocks on my door.
Okay. Yo, hey. I'm making a prediction right now. He said he forgot his jacket and his shirt that he took with him when he went to go work out in the woods for whatever fucking reason that he did that. He said he forgot his shirt and jacket, right? And he just heard 3 knocks on his door. So one of 2 situations is about to happen. I'm making a prediction here. Either his shirt and his jacket is about to be right there on the floor or right there in front of his door if he opens it, or a creature is about to be right there, also still with the shirt and jacket, somehow, some way. Those are my 2 predictions. Let's see if I'm right. This is creepy as fuck, though. I love this story. I love where this is going. But we gonna see if I'm right. Let's get back into this.
My front door at 2 in the morning. Law enforcement. That was the first thought I had.
But why,
They
though?
had finally busted me for trespassing all those times.
It be like that.
But I figured if I just calmly explained myself, maybe they'd let me off with a warning. I walked over to my door and grabbed my doorknob. But something stopped me from turning and pulling it open. Instead, I lowered my eye to the circular peephole in the door, figuring I might as well see who it was before I opened.
Hell yeah, always do that.
I shakily backed away from the door, with goosebumps immediately re-emerging on my arms and neck as the familiar sensation of dread radiated throughout my body. I glanced at the door to make sure it was locked, and for good measure, ran up and threw on the deadbolt, when a second series of thumps reverberated throughout my small apartment. My view of the peephole had been completely black, meaning someone had covered it for a reason that God only knew.
See?
But it couldn't have been good.
Hell no.
I went out to get my jacket and shirt the next day.
Oh, it was
and the
outside.
sun was high in the sky, bringing some semblance of warmth and order to the world.
I was wrong then,
The
damn.
field was full of parents and kids, happily playing soccer, but my articles were gone, along with any signs that anyone or anything was out there the night before. That was 5 days ago. And every night since, the lights in the field have remained on until 2 a.m. without fail. And every single night, at the same time, I hear the metallic clanging in the field, whether there be wind or not, followed soon by that familiar thudding at my door. I suppose going to my apartment immediately after was a poor choice, as now, whatever's out there in that field
Knows where you
knows who I am and knows where I live.
live. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I think I should move.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll move back with my parents. I don't know.
Do what you
I
gotta
need
do.
to get away, and I'm terrified. It was this morning that really sent me over the edge. I opened my door at 8 a.m. in order to head to work, when I nearly stepped on something. I picked up the ragged piece of cloth apprehensively, thinking it to be a garment of some homeless vagrant, when it dawned on me. Although horribly mutilated and torn to shreds, it was still recognizable. I dropped the cloth in horror. It was my jacket.
Knew it.
Even now, as I write this, I regret to inform you. I hear it. Knock, knock, knock.
I knew it. I thought he went and got his shirt and jacket in the fields, though. That must have just been his shirt, or I don't know. Maybe I zoned out. A part of your jacket. Well, the jacket itself. Hell no. Yo, I knew something like that was gonna happen. You need to move quickly. This thing in the fields really wants your ass, and it wants it bad. Of course it's time to move. Fuck else are you gonna do? There's nothing else you can do. Besides get some heat. But even that's not gonna help. Hell no. You was about to get got, and if you don't move, you will get got. I know it's a creepypasta, but I really get into them sometimes. My bad. I fuck with this. I love stories like this. I told y'all, these apartment-based creepypastas and horror stories, man, they creepy as fuck. Go to Creepypasta's channel and fuck with him, man. Subscribe, like his videos. He has great content, man. Him, Creepypasta Jr., and Mr. Creepypasta are my 3 top creepypasta content creators. I love all 3 of them. And I'm really starting to like Mr. Creeps, too. And Clancy Pasta. I haven't reacted to nothing from him in a while. I'm going to have to get back into that. But yeah, Creepypasta Jr., Creeps and Pasta, and Mr. Creepypasta. I fuck with all of them. Love all of their content, man. I reacted to all of their content. Not every single video, but a lot of their content. And I'm still going to be reacting to them because I fuck with them so much, man. Shouts out to y'all 3. But that is it for this video, y'all. If you like my reaction, like the video, comment on the video, and share the video. And if you really like to subscribe to my channel, it really helps me out a lot. And tap that bell icon so you will be notified every time I drop new content, which I do on a weekly basis. That is all I got for y'all this time around. Your boy Steph is out.